Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing good today. I hope everything is going well where you are and in your world. I've had such a great time this week. I hope you've been encouraged by the messages we've been bringing every afternoon. And I want to continue on the theme that I've been on this week about being overwhelmed. I don't know about you, but I feel like most of the people I talk to are overwhelmed. The definition for overwhelmed simply means to be buried or to be drowned, I guess you could say, by the cares of life. And I think that's a realistic thing to look at right now. Why do we have such a feeling of being overwhelmed? And maybe it's real, and there's no question about that. Maybe that's where you are today. I think there's a number of reasons why we get overwhelmed. One, I just believe we're overwhelmed by the cares of life. Everything that is going on around us. It's real. We may not necessarily be 100% involved in it, but it is having an effect upon our life. I believe the load we carry. You know, we're getting our kids back to school and routines are changing. And as I keep hearing when I go out, how are you dealing with our new normal, or what is normal anymore? So all the routines are changing, especially for a lot of our moms. You know, some of you are homeschooling. Some of you are dealing with issues you've never dealt with before. And it can be overwhelming. I'm drowning in this thing. So the cares of life are there. And then some of you have personalities that are as perfectionists, and you're detailed, and if you don't meet that, that detail, if you don't meet that schedule, then it can have a sense of being greatly overwhelmed. I believe we can be overwhelmed just by fear, a spirit of fear that is working against us in this hour. I believe we can be overwhelmed by others because their chatter and everything that keeps coming with them, and all the chatter that is in the world right now, telling us that there's not much hope. Well, in the book of Mark, and it's found in several Gospels, Jesus has just touched the woman with the issue of blood. And while he was heading that way, he was going to the home of a man by the name of Jairus, whose 12-year-old daughter was sick and dying. And as soon as he heals the woman with the issue of blood on the journey, somebody comes and says, there's no need to come. The daughter has died. But Jesus commands them to hold their peace. And he's making his way to Jairus' house. But at this time, this is what he did. He said, I don't want anybody to go with me except Peter, James, and John. I think that's very important. And the Bible said that when he came to the house of the ruler, he saw a great tumult of people. In other words, there was a great commotion going on of people that the Bible said in the book of Mark chapter 5, who said that when he got there, a great tumult who wept and wailed loudly. In other words, this was no small deal. They were making a huge deal out of what was going on. And then this is what Jesus did. When he came in, he said to them, why make this commotion and weep? This child is not dead, but sleeping. And they ridiculed him. Now listen to what he did. And Jesus put every one of them outside except the mother and father to go into the house with him. Jesus put everything away. He put them outside. He got rid of them. I believe that there comes a time when we're overwhelmed by the cares of life. Friend, that there's some things that we've got to put away. I may need to put away my schedule for a while. I may need to put away the idea that everything is going to be perfect. I may need to put away people that are constantly in my ear telling me how bad things are going to be, because it's definitely not helping me and it's not helping the situation. Sometimes I just got to set some things outside, and I've got to bring Jesus in, and I've got to close the door to the world around me. I want to tell you today, friend, it is okay. You've got to give yourself permission, and you've got to allow yourself the freedom to come into your house with your situation of what you're dealing with, and sometimes shut the door to everything else and just get alone with the Lord and let Jesus come in all of his power and all of his might and turn the situation around. Today, if you're overwhelmed, friend, look at what you need to put out. Look at the things you need to turn aside and let Jesus come in and make a difference.